A special thank you to Student Baller for sponsoring this episode. They're doing amazing work helping athletes not only with NIL opportunities, but also with the community and resources to succeed. From expert advice to access to top-tier partnerships, Student Baller is your go-to source for all things NIL. Visit studentballer.com to learn more. And now, let's get into the show.
All right, so today we're going to really dive deep into this whole world of college basketball recruiting. Talk about Nate Ament.
Oh, yeah.
5-star plus F. Ranked number 3 in the 2025 class. The guy's still uncommitted. It's crazy for someone like him to be waiting this long to make his decision. I mean, this is a decision that's going to have like a ripple effect through the entire sport.
What I think is really interesting about this, it's not just a basketball decision at this point. He just announced this wild NIL deal with Fanstake. You know that platform that lets fans pledge money that only becomes like real money if he actually commits to their school?
Oh, wow.
It's like fans are in a bidding war, and it adds a whole other level of like complexity to this whole thing.
So imagine this. You've got a list of 11 schools, each one with like legendary coaches, different ways of playing the game, passionate fan bases. We're talking Duke, Kentucky, even Arkansas now with Coach Calipari. And every single one of these schools has fans that are ready to put their money where their mouth is. Talk about pressure.
Absolutely. And it really makes you think about, you know, how much power should fans actually have in this whole recruiting thing? Is this just a fun way to get fans involved? Or is it going to push a player to choose a school based on potential earnings instead of, you know, what's best for them as a player? It's a slippery slope, and Ament is right in the middle of it.
So let's break down some of these programs and kind of imagine where Ament might fit in. He's already visited a few places like Texas, Tennessee, Notre Dame, Louisville. At Notre Dame, he seemed really impressed by Coach Micah Shrewsbury's NBA-style offense. You know, lots of ball movement, free-flowing, reactive play. You can almost picture him killing it in that system.
It's really fascinating because it seems like that's something he's drawn to, these coaches that are running offenses similar to what he'll see in the NBA. So he's thinking long-term, beyond college even, and choosing a program that will prepare him for that next level.
And there's Tennessee, #1 team in the country. Albert was talking about their fast pace and how Coach Rick Barnes is so good at putting players in a position to succeed. I mean, who wouldn't want to be a part of a winning program like that?
Yeah. But it's interesting to contrast that with, say, Louisville, where Coach Pat Kelsey is rebuilding a program. A moment could be a key piece of that puzzle. You know, the star player that leads them back to glory. It's a different kind of appeal, more about legacy, leaving your mark on a program.
Right. So it's like the established powerhouse versus the underdog story. Choosing between a guaranteed championship run or the potential to become a legend. What a dilemma.
Exactly. And we haven't even talked about schools like Duke, you know, their emphasis on defense under Coach Shire, or Kentucky under new coach Mike Pope. Ament seems drawn to different things in each program, which makes his decision even more unpredictable.
And then there's that fan stake factor. I mean, those pledges are rolling in. It's got to be tempting to see that kind of support.
It's almost like a popularity contest. With fans voting with their wallets, it'll be fascinating to see if he picks a school with a strong fan stake presence, or if he puts more weight on things like coaching and fit.
Okay, so we've got legendary programs, different styles of play, a potential NBA future, this groundbreaking NIL deal, and passionate fans all vying for his attention. How's a guy supposed to choose?
Right. Yeah, that is the million-dollar question. Honestly, I don't even think Nate Ament knows the answer yet. This is bigger than just picking a jersey. It's about choosing a path.
It's like he's standing at a crossroads, with each path leading to a totally different future. You could go the Duke route, you know, known for their defense under Coach Shire, and really hone those skills on that side of the court.
And that's a smart move for a player like Ament. His offense is impressive. But if he became a defensive force, oh man, he'd be a nightmare to play against in college. And that makes him even more attractive to NBA scouts.
Right. But then there's the high-octane offense of Kentucky, now under Coach Mike Pope. And they've still got that fast-paced, high-scoring style, even after Calipari left. That's got to be tempting for any young scorer.
For sure. It definitely plays to his strengths. Imagine him running the floor with another top recruit like DJ Wagner. They could be unstoppable. But it does make you wonder, would he get the same level of individual development as he might at like a Duke?
That's true. And speaking of Calipari, now he's at Arkansas. You can't ignore his track record of developing NBA talent. I mean, that has to be a huge factor for any top recruit.
Absolutely. Calipari's system is practically a pipeline to the NBA. But it's interesting to think about how Ament's style would fit in at Arkansas. Calipari's teams are known for their physicality and their defensive intensity. Would Ament thrive in that environment? Or would his game flourish more in a system that really lets him show off his offensive skills?
Tough call. And then you have a place like BYU, which became even more appealing after A.J. Debance committed there. Playing with another top talent, forming a dynamic duo on the wing. That's a tough opportunity to pass up.
Yeah, and it speaks to another part of Ament's decision. It's not just about him. It's about the team he wants to be a part of. Does he want to be the A's star? Or does he want to share the spotlight? And maybe achieve even greater success with another elite player by his side.
Interesting point. And then there's Georgetown, close to home for Ament, with Coach Ed Cooley working to restore the program to his former glory. That's a story that could really resonate with a young player.
Oh, yeah. There's definitely a romantic appeal to that. Leading Georgetown back to the top, becoming a hometown hero. But rebuilding a program takes time and patience. Would Abidin be willing to wait for success, or does he want to win championships right away?
So many options, so many factors to weigh. It's like he's holding the fate of his basketball career in his hands.
And don't forget, it's not just about his basketball career anymore. He's got to navigate this whole world of NIL deals and fan influence. How much weight does he give to those factors while still picking a program that's the right fit for him as a player and as a person?
It's like there are two decisions happening at the same time. The basketball decision and this whole new world of money and fans. That's a lot for a young guy to handle.
It really is. And it makes you think, is this what the future of recruiting is going to look like? Are we going to see more and more top players caught between these two things? It's a question we need to answer. And Ament's decision is going to give us some insight into that.
So we've talked about his potential fit at different programs, the appeal of playing with other top guys, the legacies of certain coaches, and the whole Fanstake situation.
But the big question is still out there. Where does Nate Ament want to go? What are his priorities? What does he value most?
Because at the end of the day, this is his decision. He's the one who has to live with the consequences, both on and off the court.
And that's what makes this whole thing so interesting. It's like we're getting a glimpse inside the mind of a young athlete. He's at a crossroads, trying to figure out this crazy world.
So let's pretend we're Nate Ament for a minute. We've got all these incredible opportunities. What matters most to us? Is it winning a national championship right away?
Right.
Or playing with other amazing players? Or maybe finding a coach whose style really matches how you play?
Or is it about that financial security, you know, a big NIL deal, having fans that are already supporting you, maybe building your brand and becoming a household name?
It's a tough choice. And there's no right or wrong answer. It's about what's important to you.
And I think that's what's so interesting about Ament's decision. He's like representing this whole generation of young athletes who are figuring out this new world of college sports.
Yeah, it's totally different now.
Where it's not so clear what's amateur and what's professional, and fans have more power than ever before.
It's a whole new ball game, and we're all watching to see how it plays out. But at the end of the day, it's a Ament's journey.
And no matter what school he picks, he's going to have a huge impact, both on that program and on college basketball as a whole.
He's a once-in-a-generation player. There's no doubt about that. But he's also a symbol of how things are changing.
Yeah, he is. He's a reminder that college sports are evolving, and the choices these young athletes make are going to shape the future of the game.
So while we wait for Ament to announce his decision, let's not just focus on where he goes. Let's think about why he's going there.
Yeah, let's try to understand his perspective, his priorities, his dreams, because when we do that, we might actually get a better understanding of the future of college athletics.
So we've reached the end of our deep dives into Nate Ament's college decision. And even though we don't have a definite answer yet, I think we've discovered something a lot deeper.
Yeah.
We've learned about the challenges of this new era of college sports, where the old ways and the new ways kind of clash. It makes things really interesting and kind of unpredictable.
It does.
And while Ament's decision will definitely be big news, it's the conversations it starts, the questions it makes us ask. That's what will really shape the future of the game.
Exactly.
So as we wait for that final announcement, keep those conversations going, keep asking questions, keep exploring this crazy world of college athletics.
Because it's changing every day.
The future of the game is being written right now, and we're all part of it. Until next time, keep those brackets handy. And stay tuned for more deep dives into the world of college basketball.
Thanks for tuning in as we break down the game, the deals, and all things name, image, likeness. Don't forget, this podcast is brought to you by Student Baller, your go-to resource for boosting your NIL game. Make sure to check out their exclusive NIL launch kit and brand kit and join the Student Baller family to unlock opportunities that could change your life.